Okay, so after reading the title of this video, you might be thinking to yourself, Raynday, you think we should give Arena its own ranked league? I mean, what's next? Should we give black people the right to vote? I mean, soon you'll be saying women should have equality in the workplace. Have you ever seen a glass ceiling? It's beautiful. You can see the sun. There's nothing wrong with it. So hopefully you're picking up on this high level of sarcasm and understanding that what I'm really saying is that I love black people, I love women, and I really would love a SMITE Arena League. And I think now is the time to do it. And if you're new to SMITE, you may not know this, but actually Hirez Studios had implemented an Arena League a few years ago, but they ended up removing it from the game, along with another game mode that they had called Domination. Now, as much as it pains me to say, I think SMITE did a great thing by removing the Arena League and that Domination mode back when they did. But due to the new onslaught of players coming in from both PC, Xbox One, and now PS4's alpha, this is the perfect time to start reintroducing a ranked Arena League. Alright, let's get this top 5 started. Now for my top 5s, the order doesn't matter, so reason 1 is just as valid or important to me as reason 5, I just decided to present them in that way. Oh, and watch the whole video, don't skip to reason 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 because you'll miss some of the important things I say and some of my funny jokes. Oh, and I will be showing boobs in this video. Oh my god, my audience retention rate went up 1,000%. Thank you, boobs. Okay, so let's start with my first reason for why there should be an Arena League in SMITE now, and that is there's a better system in place. Okay, so here's the nitty-gritty. So back when there was a ranked arena, there was a completely different system in place. But what kind of system was that, Raynday, and why was it bad for the game? Indubitably. Well, what really sucked about it was people were playing only 10 games and guaranteeing their promotion, which meant a lot of people got their 10 wins and then basically went home, only to come back at the very end of the month to guarantee that what they had done would get them where they wanted to go. And it would mean that people would come on trying to play a ranked arena queue in the middle of the month and just not be able to find games, or it would take so long it was just unrealistic for anyone to really queue that mode when they had only a few hours in their life to play SMITE. I mean, but come on guys, let's stay positive. Queues can be fun as well. Okay, I'm a positive guy, but I'm not an idiot. Queues suck. And there was another bug that Hirez admitted to that would match players based on their casual conquest elo rather than arena only, which would make for some very one-sided matchups, and it just resulted in a lack of players playing the mode, to be honest. But there's good news, guys. See, when Osiris was patched into the game, SMITE actually changed the league system and took away the 10-win format, basically rewarding players for more consistent play. And if a ranked arena league was introduced in this system, it would be much more successful in my opinion. You'd have no problems with people consistently wanting to play throughout the month. You need a strong foundation in place to allow things to thrive. Think about Leonardo DiCaprio. He won the Academy Award for Best Actor this year, but he had so much to work with. His foundation was amazing. I mean, the guy had to swim in water so cold I wouldn't even look at it without at least 3 layers on. Not to mention he survived a vicious CGI bear mauling and of course had to gut and sleep inside an actual horse. I mean, the truth is I think Tom Hardy actually outacted Leonardo DiCaprio in that movie, but I do believe that Leo had such amazing things to work with that the foundation for his performance was already laid before he even took the part. That's why he won. Oh, and also just because he's a great actor that makes great movies, and he hasn't won before, so I'm glad he got it. It's funny, Leo after he won was probably like... Now some of you may be saying, well that sounds all well and nice, mate, but it ain't that simple. What if Hirez Studios just doesn't have the manpower to put this all together, you know? That's a fan-freaking-tastic question, and here's the truth. If Hirez Studios does not have the manpower to put this together and implement a ranked arena league, then they shouldn't do it. I don't expect any more from them than their best. But I also think that it's just because they haven't really been prioritizing putting an arena league back into SMITE, and they also don't know how much people in the community want this type of thing to happen. And that leads me to my number 2 reason why there should be an arena league in SMITE, and that is because stakes help to engage players and viewers more. Okay, to illuminate this point, I have to go back to 7th grade when I'm sitting at lunch with a girl named Victoria. Now on that fated day, I happened to have brought to lunch a box of sushi. That's right, wasabi and ginger to boot, and I was about to chow down when I heard something from Victoria on the other side of the table. She basically just said, "Evan, eat that ball of wasabi." That would be funny. Now, if you've ever had wasabi at all, you know you can basically only have a very little bit unless you want your nose to be on fire. So me and everyone at the table looked at her like she was kind of crazy and just continued eating our lunches. Then all of a sudden, the girl whipped out $100 bill, and she said, if you eat that ball of freaking wasabi, I will give you this $100 bill right now. $100 is like $1 million to a 7th grader. Now, it shouldn't be a surprise to you that over the next 5 minutes, over 50 kids came around my table and were watching the interaction. Now, needless to say, I ate the wasabi and I got the $100. But for me, the most interesting part of this story was how people became invested and engaged in what I was doing, mundane as it was, once they knew $100 were on the line. Or in other words, once stakes were attached. Just adding a ranked arena league could make a world of difference in the way that people become invested and engaged in the mode. I mean, for those of you who play Conquest in a ranked fashion, would you care as much if your ranked games had as much significance as a casual game? Would you be rushing to grind elo, or would you be caring about your win-loss if there was absolutely no effect? When you create some type of long-term purpose and stake for people to play for, you're going to increase player audience retention and engagement in that mode. I mean, just take Incon, for example, a professional SMITE player and a very popular YouTuber. He got his start by being the #1 best ranked player in Conquest. Now, I know there's not an arena pro scene, I wish there was, and there's also not an arena tournament scene that's very lively in SMITE right now. In fact, in February of 2016, I threw the Rainstorm Arena Invitational, which was the first arena tournament I had heard of in the last year. My point is, being good at ranked arena may not present the same opportunities, at least immediately, as being really good in ranked Conquest would present you. But hey, Hirez, guys, let's do something about that. Which leads me to my number 3 reason why there should be an arena league in SMITE, which is Hirez. You have the opportunity to be first for the second time. Be first for me second time? Now that sounds like some kind of riddle. Okay, let me explain. Now, Hirez, when you first came into the MOBA scene, you brought something unique. While League of Legends, Heroes of Newerth, Dota 2 were all looking top down, you decided to go third person, and that caught a lot of people's eyes because you did it so well. You also made almost every ability and auto attack a skill shot. Now you just crossed the 10 million player barrier, and you've also got other 3D MOBAs following in your footsteps like Paragon and Gigantic. I happen to think that 3D MOBAs could easily be our future, and SMITE really paved the way in becoming one of the first, if not the first, big 3D MOBA. But the other thing that you've got that all these other games don't have is that you've got more than one popular mode. Joust, Arena, Assault, Siege, and now Clash, the newest game mode, which I find fantastic and that I'm hosting a tournament for this upcoming month. I don't think there's another MOBA that's done as good a job as cultivating niche fan bases as you have for your other game modes. And that's why doing everything you can to separate yourself even more in that regard only makes sense. Now, to me, it felt like SMITE really decided to focus on Conquest at first, and I think that's a great thing. I mean, they're competing against huge companies like Riot, who makes League of Legends, and Blizzard, who makes Heroes of the Storm, who can basically support a game financially till the cows come home. SMITE was a newcomer, and they needed to make themselves respected and earn credibility in a very saturated market of MOBAs. And to SMITE's credit, it has worked. The SMITE World Championships are getting bigger and bigger, and the game and the company are making more and more money each year. But the reason you were able to find a niche in this market that was saturated was because you brought something different to the table. And with an arena league, you could bring something completely different to the table, not only for SMITE, but for MOBAs. Give players options and you will continue capturing more of the market. That's my opinion. I don't know of another top MOBA that has as popular of an arena fan base as you do, or even supports an arena style game, and let alone would be able to create some type of ranked or professional scenario for arena players to show themselves off. If you can do this, you're carving out more and more space for you to separate yourself amongst the crowd. But whoa, Raynday, a professional scene like beyond ranked? You mean like tournaments for money and stuff like that? Absolutely. Arena is engaging, entertaining, and completely unique in terms of dynamics from what you would typically see in a MOBA. We'll get into more detail about that on my number 4 reason right now for why there should be an arena league in SMITE, which is Competitive Arena is marketable and enjoyable. Now, I'm not taking anything away from Conquest. I love it. It's like that perfect story. I mean, it's like Inception. It's like a great crafted tale. There's so many subtleties and intricacies that it's really entertaining to watch. Arena, on the other hand, is like the Expendables. Wait, you mean like an action movie, right? With like guns and explosions and stuff? Yes. Whoa, way cool. Way cool. Surf's up, man. Arena is that Hollywood big action movie that has so many people starring in it you can't even fit their names on the billboard. And every line of dialogue is interspersed with an explosion, and another explosion, and a girl changing her top in the wilderness, and another explosion. And the crazy thing is, those movies make a lot of money. And that's what Arena provides. It doesn't provide the same type of lengthy strategy and intricacy that Conquest provides. It's a different type of entertainment, but it has value. And I think it would do well if SMITE were putting on consistent Arena tournaments. I think the turnout would be relatively high. Now, the reason I think that is because I hosted my own Arena tournament called the Rainstorm Arena Invitational. It was literally me saying I want to do this, and I got 4 teams from my clan to battle it out on Twitch for about 7 hours, and I have to say it was an extreme success. Not only was it some of the most competitive arena games I had ever seen, but we had hundreds of people tuning in throughout the entire day to support and stay tuned to the action. I had people tweeting me on my account at Raynday Gaming on Twitter saying I never knew a competitive arena scene could be so entertaining. And if you want to check it out, you could go ahead on twitch.tv/Raynday and watch for yourself. I have it saved under my highlights. I found out from one day and the limited amount of exposure that I have that I could create a tournament that people would enjoy and watch just by myself. In fact, that very same day when I announced my Clash tournament, I had over 13 teams already registered. And that was because people saw the arena tournament, saw how amazing and competitive it was, and said, I want to be a part of this. To me, the results speak for themselves. It must have been something engaging and worthwhile, otherwise we would not have had that type of response for the next tournament. Oh, you still don't believe me? Well, do you believe that I can rap? No? Alright, let me show you a thing or two. Drop a beat. Yeah, sucker. Arena, what's the deal? Like Conquest, you ain't got that mass appeal, but you got something that they can't quite grasp, cause it's 25 minutes for your games to pass. See, that people ain't taking you seriously, so I gotta correct them so they eyes can't see. And if you think Jan's Portal OP, ain't nowhere to portal in Arena, so that ass is free. Even Loki's like, don't mess with me, cause in Arena you could use them so effectively. You could engage your fans and add revenue streams and give more SMITE players ways to follow their dreams. And in this world of esports that is just beginning, any limits that we have is from a lack of vision. Cause if you start the scene and if it's super fly, you won't have one piece, you'll have the whole damn pie. No Arena League and why? Alright, if you guys want to hear the rest of that song, let me know in the comment section below, and I might just put it out for you guys. Who knows? But the thing is, Arena is very marketable and enjoyable to a different type of audience, because gods work differently in Arena. The pacing is different, the objectives and unique approach to the game is very, very different, and starting with a ranked mode and moving on to tournaments, you can create a scene where people who enjoy quick, fast-paced action can go to watch their SMITE content and stay engaged with your game, even if Conquest isn't their thing. The thing is, it's all about options for me. Again, the more options you're giving players to enjoy your game, the more chances you have of keeping them around in the long haul. It's like throwing a lot of nets out in the sea. The more nets you throw, the better chances you have at catching fish. Now, I know it's kind of sad that our video's coming to an end, but I do want to tell you guys, if you want to stay in touch with me and in touch for all of my top 5s that I release, just subscribe to Raynday Gaming. That's the easiest and most effective way to not only support my channel, but to support this content and stay tuned to it for when it comes out. Now, my 5th and final reason for why I believe there should be an Arena League in SMITE is because all SMITE players are created equal. And to be honest, I think this applies to every game mode. I think there should be an ability to take your game to the next level and play with people who are serious and competitive in Arena, Clash, Joust, or anything else that you spend your time on in SMITE. See, the truth is, guys, not everybody plays Conquest. In fact, a large majority of people log on to SMITE every day and play some type of combination of the other game modes. For instance, Assault or Arena, or Clash and Joust. See, I'm really fighting for myself here, because I wouldn't be anything in SMITE without Arena. Arena gave me a way to have a voice, to support others, and to enjoy myself and stay involved in this game, when my schedule simply didn't allow me to spend the amount of time Conquest would have required. But look at the blessings that have come forward in my life as a result. this amazing YouTube channel, this wonderful community of positive thinkers and people who enjoy Smite and MOBAs and want to stick together in supporting one another in growing and becoming better players. So here's my final question. Are players who log on every day to enjoy your game, but end up enjoying Clash, Arena, Joust, Assault, or Siege more than Conquest, just as valuable as your Conquest players? For me, in terms of revenue, but also in terms of your community, the answer has to be yes. Now, I'm not saying you have to take anything away from Conquest. I love where it is, but I want you to focus on building up the other game modes as much as you can. Listen, I'm one guy in a room with a computer and 4 jobs, and I've somehow put on more arena tournaments this year than you have. Now, I know Conquest is your big moneymaker, and I know that's where most of your energy and resources need to go. But as you grow and as you develop, please remember this video and remember that the community wants to be supported. When you hear us and you listen to us and you engage all of us and not just a few, you create loyal fans and players. Players that trust you and will stick with you through the hard times. Remember, you are an innovative company doing big things in the mobile world. Keep doing them. Don't settle once you've achieved some success. Keep going and keep making sure your fans, your players, are happy and that they love you. You're doing a great job, and I know you'll do the right thing. Which is give me an arena league, damn it, so I can show everybody how good I am and get famous and popular. Oh man, did I say that out loud? I mean, unity and one for all and stuff. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this new top 5, and I hope you stick around for more content like this here at Raynday Gaming. If you have an opinion and you want to respond to this video, please leave a comment down in the comment section below, and I'll be sure to read them and hopefully respond to every single one I can as soon as possible. Now, if you want to catch me while I'm streaming live, follow me on twitch.tv/Raynday, and you can tweet me at Raynday Gaming. Thanks so much, guys, and as always, remember to never give up, never stop gaming, and I'll see you guys next time.